We've got Mel England, one of the actors. We have Jeff London, the director. And tell us about Best Day Ever movie.
Well, Best Day Ever movie came out of me turning from 49 to 50 years old. And I'd heard about this midlife crisis for years, but never thought I would have to deal with it. And I dealt with it hard for a couple of months. And after a while, I thought, I'm going to write about this because no one talks that much about it. And with men. And so I put it in the form of a romance drama and about a guy trying to come to terms the rest of his life. He has 35, 40 years left. How's he going to make himself happy? What will he change? His days are numbered, and that's a major reality check that he has to come to grips with.
Well, and it's sounds like a very grim analysis, but it's a very true one. And as we know, there are hundreds of millions of men exactly in this position. And popular culture tells us, well, it's all over now. You've turned 50. Roll credits. But I will tell you, reliably informed as I am, that a lot of people have found this is the best time in their life. Does the movie express some of that?
The movie does express that. It touches all the bases. I didn't fall in love until I was 48 and a half. And so over half my life was spent being single. And I thought, well, I'm the perfect person to write about this and talk about this. And I have found that after I got over the initial shock of turning 50, life is great. I have myself figured out. I'm happy. I'm well adjusted. I've surrendered to the things that maybe I couldn't get or thought I should have in my life. And I'm very content now.
Let's say hi to the actor, Mel England. He's in Los Angeles. Jeff, where are you located right now?
I'm in Arizona.
You're in Arizona. Mel England is a Hollywood actor here who's jumping off the high dive, playing gay, as it were, if I'm not mistaken. And
oh, wait, is this a gay movie? Wait, stop. Just kidding.
I know, shocking.
Yeah. No, yeah, I am. And actually, in a weird way for me, Harrison, it's great to be back here with you. And thank you so much. And Jeff, who I'm so in love with his story. And it's been it has been kind of a departure for me because actually, in spite of the fact that as I've been on your show in the past, talking about being an openly gay actor in Hollywood, which, there are now more and more, which is exciting. But this is like one of the first gay films that I've done. In fact, it is the first gay role for me. So it's exciting for me. I'm like, woohoo!
You know what else is interesting, Mel? And we see that typically straight actors are cast playing gay. Either it's a internalized homophobia on the part of Hollywood that still is normal somehow, but it's a rare day indeed, and becoming more normal that a gay actor gets cast as a gay character. And many thanks to Jeff, the director who we have here with us, for acknowledging congruity or congruency in that regard, right?
Exactly. Oh, go ahead. It's been a challenge over the years getting actors to come on board that were straight, or getting actors that were gay. They thought, I've heard it time and time again. I'm not comfortable with playing a gay character, and they just don't match up sometimes. And often, I've wound up casting mostly straight actors to play gay lead characters.
Because
and go ahead, Mel.
No, I was just going to ask because why, Jeff?
Because they were afraid of being labeled, being associated with that type of movie.
The gay actors have often in the past, and I think it is the past, but that's all, that's where we come from. But a lot of gay actors historically have been afraid to do that because they don't, it's like, what's his name, and Heath Ledger or Jake Gyllenhaal or all these guys can take that stretch and play gay, but then they get to go back to being, the straight leading man. And so I think for a lot of gay actors, there's always been that fear that if I do that, I'll be labeled for the rest of time. I'm hoping that we're moving beyond all that. Really.
I have a theory, and both of you can comment on it. Actually, it's a hypothesis because I haven't proved it yet. Actually, there's only one of them, but here's my hypothesis. That many gay people who have lived in the closet some portion of their life or have friends and have grown up around this kind of duality. It is a life of being an actor, acting straight. I would think it would give you extra special competency weaponry in actual acting because you've done it so much of your life already.
Well, for me personally, I sort of was out since, well, not since I came out of the womb, but certainly I was sort of like knowing and out from a very young age. So and also being in New York stage, I didn't have that same pressure of, say, being in the closet that a lot of Hollywood film actors. So I came into Hollywood at a later point in my life and started getting cast later in my life. And at a certain point, it was like the Susie Orman school of, you know, coming out, which years ago she said, I never really came out. It's just that nobody cared. And so, you know, for me, it's like it's been a process of like suddenly becoming a little more known as an actor, but I already was out. So there's been less at stake for me than some of my friends who have become very successful actors that have been known that then did have to make the decision in a very public, big way. Should I be in or should I be out? I always think this conversation is fascinating because we never look at it from the reverse. It's like we never really discuss like the fact that a majority of the heterosexual roles in Hollywood are played by gay guys.
You mean like Tom Cruise playing Tom Cruise?
I didn't say that.
I know that.
Don't quote me.
I won't.
But no, I'm not, you know, like, so there's so many like straight roles that are, I mean, actors are actors, and I think that's the bottom line. I hope we're moving beyond that. But what's exciting for me, and I think for Jeff in making this film, is that we're dealing with something that's so uniquely a gay male experience of having that midlife crisis, something that we all, straight or gay, go through. But something happens with gay men where we have so much about our physical appearance, that the pressure of that, we're valued the same way kind of like women are. Like women, it's like when they get older. So there's that issue, and then there's also just the normal, regular, everyday, straight or gay issue of having a midlife crisis. So there's like a lot of pressure. I think there's a feeling often when gay men hit that midlife thing that like it's over, you know, I'm out to pasture. But as you said, Carrie, from maybe your own experience, it's actually just the beginning. And it's actually a really exciting time.
I think it really is. And Jeff, let's get into your call to action here. Indiegogo, you've created this film, very normal and mainstream now, crowdsourcing. Everyone is happy to see yet another story like this get out there. So few people are willing to stand up and say, and then there's the half of the human race that's 50 and over, what about us? And then throw in the gay component, that's 10% of the global human population. And what are you looking to get out of Indiegogo here?
Well, the fact that we went from, within 48 hours, we had over 200 likes on the page, that really lit something up in me. I got incredibly more excited. We started the Indiegogo campaign to help cover funds for post-production because I have a distribution deal, but we desperately need to finalize the post-production funds to be able to stay on track and get the movie out on our release date, because it's fallen on us, it's fallen on me. We have the deal, but we need to meet the date to get the movie out there. And going from 2 likes to now almost 300 likes in less than a week is just amazing. That told me that there is a need for this. And, you know, because I went through the midlife crisis myself, this turned out to be a great thing. This turned out to be something that helped me work through the issue. And now I find out that it's something that gay guys need out there. We all need this, gay or straight. And it's just, it's self-affirming that life can go on after 50 and it can be happier. And we deal with issues such as the boyfriend that picks on the lead for maybe eating his cake or eating too many sweets, and say, hey, you're getting old now, and those pounds are not going to come off as easy anymore. I mean, we really touch on all these issues that we all deal with privately, but we have to, you know, put on this facade in life that we're all dealing with it fine.
That's one of the things I love to say, Carrie, real fast about Jeff's script is it's so deeply personal and so almost raw in a certain way about looking at that sort of, the transition that this guy is making, that when I read it, I was so moved and compelled. I was like, how could I not do this? Because, as an actor, you think, I want to be pretty. I want to, I want everybody to like me. And this has kind of got an element of allowing to, warts and all. And so, and that's why the writing is so compelling. I think he's written a really wonderful script. A lot of gay men, especially of the generation that everybody who survived and has made it here, and now suddenly everybody's, here. It's like something that I think people are really going to relate to.
Well, I thank you guys so much for having put this project together. Best of luck on Indiegogo. It's already flying like magic, which means that you're doing exactly the right thing. Call to action is there. We've seen a graphic over this interview, and we're going to follow up with you, that is, or follow you up, stalk you, track you, and never leave you alone again as you continue doing this project. And thanks again for offering a voice for the other half of the human race, which I think hopefully you're setting a new example for what's possible at the other side of the rainbow.
Amen.
Amen. That's great. I'd love to hear it. Thank you.
Thank
All right,
you,
fellas.
Okay. Bye.
Bye-bye. Thanks again.